There are a lot of games, and I'm sure when it comes to content creation, no doubt, I'm sure some of you might have more questions to ask. What you will hear in this video, some will definitely ring a bell if you watched my older videos before, but I hope this video will give a nice glimpse on what I plan on doing and something to keep in mind about this video. Each answer to a question isn't going to involve one word or name of a game, so bear with me because with each answer I will also give an explanation as well, and some of the answers to the questions will involve personal experiences that will differ from what others have in mind. To start off with something easy, what program do you use for video editing? I use Olive version 2C700 CA2, and thus far, it's true. I never bothered to upgrade beyond that version of the program, mainly because for now, anything considered as complex editing are things I don't have plans for. But if you are looking for an explanation as to why I upgraded to 2C700 CA2. It's mainly because back in 2021, I did use another version of the program, 1E3CF533. It was the one I stuck with for a long time, but at some point when I was rendering a video, the rendering process got stuck at 46%. So that issue was the main reason I upgraded. But then again, with the version of Olive I still use today, if anyone would ask about more effects packages for the program, again, I'm speaking from in the perspective of someone who still uses an older version of Olive. There was one miniature effects package I downloaded a while ago, and with what I am showing on screen, I think the one effect that would come in handy in this package would be the sharpen effect. But overall, with any version of Olive, it's something easy you can learn. It's useful even if your videos do not warrant any crazy visual effects and only require to cut a sequence with. As for drawbacks to this program, I cannot say much, but the one thing I still encounter has to be accidentally dragging the editing timeline and having to reset it to default. Why turn away from a game's competitive mode? So this question should answer anyone who may offer to play competitive mode with me. I am not exactly super casual about games. The idea of being competitive and taking things seriously, it's something I am open to doing when it comes to games. However, when officially playing a competitive mode, there are many factors to draw in on this idea. But if experiences are anything, there are 3 games I've played in which I did try their competitive mode: CSGO, Overwatch, and Halo Infinite. First of all, it's the length of a competitive mode's match. To speak of an example, CSGO matches used to be at most 90 minutes, and within that much time, I could have easily spent it more wisely. I could have played 1 or 2 casual matches. From there, I can easily decide if I wanted to continue with more matches or do something else. Whereas, for example, if I finished one match that went on for 90 minutes, there's no guarantee the following match could be less than 90 minutes. So 2 of those matches could easily take up more than an hour of my day. The second reason has to be unforeseen circumstances. Something such as a game crash or server issues, I'm pretty sure the penalty system wouldn't be friendly to that as well. But what about another type of unforeseen circumstance? To aim on climbing the ranks, if that's the case, you have to cooperate with whoever is on your team and deal with whoever is on the other team, which means I cannot really do anything if I get placed with 1 or 2 players who decided to not practice before jumping into a competitive mode match. And to carry the team, yes, I had some good moments here and there, but one has to pull their own weight. as well, which is something I had to deal with when it came to dealing with teammates. So with unforeseen circumstances, the only way to back out would be to leave the game, which means I would have to take the penalty for it. What games do you currently play? I currently play Counter-Strike 2, ever since I found out CSGO being renamed, of course. My decision also comes from the fact it was a game I had not played for a long time, since April of 2019. I was interested in how good I would be at playing the game after many years of leaving it, and looking at what the game can offer today. I also play Azure Lane, but I don't have much comment on this one. What other games will you play? This one is the question many of you are looking for, but anyways, my eyes are set on returning to the First Descendant. It was a game in which I participated in this year and last year's beta, along with making content on my time in the game, mostly on this year's experience. If you want to check them out, I have a playlist you can click on the top right and in the description of this video as well. But I will keep looking on what other games are ahead down the road, because I do plan on trying more FPS and TPS games. What games do you see yourself returning to? Other than the First Descendant, I will return to play Project Wingman's Frontline 59 campaign when it's released for PC. I also see myself returning to playing Starship Troopers Extermination because of its roadmap of what's to come down the road. But what about SCP-5K? Yes, of course. Given that the game also has more content planned for the future, it's a game I do see myself returning to. After all, my first experience playing the Area 12 campaign with others was a great experience. What did you find difficult about cooperating with players when you found some to queue up with? It has to be time zone differences. When it came to typical FPS or TPS games, if someone is far away from your time zone, I notice even a 1 hour difference can be hard to accommodate. And when it comes to a player versus player game mode, having a good connection to the server you are on. On the note of any disagreements, usually it wouldn't be that uncommon to encounter many who would rather play more than 1 or 2 matches. Respectfully speaking, it's not surprising when many voice their surprise if I chose to only stick around for 1 or 2 matches as opposed to playing lots of matches. For example, and as I said before, to play alone does make it easier to decide when to call it a day. Although I made exceptions when it comes to player versus environment game modes or games, such as the Spec Ops missions in Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. When it comes to more recent examples, of course, it's the First Descendant and Starship Troopers Extermination. What are some commentary videos you recommend that are made by you? My CSGO journey video, do you remember Dr. Pepper EA Codes video, and my 2 videos on old mall architecture? Why did you take such an interest in the First Descendant? There are multiple reasons. It's a TPS video game. I see it as one of the many ways to enjoy the RPG experience. I am interested in the lore of the game, and such interest did motivate me to have a set goal of finishing the game, of course, when it's officially released. It's a player versus environment game, and such a genre I figure is a great way to get along with a lot of players who tend to be more open to the idea of voice chat and tagging along. It also adds to the idea of the community being more friendly compared to player versus player games, where people can get set off if anything goes wrong. Since there is a lot to do in an open world RPG video game, there would be lots of things to make content on. But if there was anything difficult, I would find with recording every adventure I have with people I tag along with. To give an example, one of my First Descendant videos was a 45-minute video that showcased our adventures throughout the beta this year. This one took a lot of time to render, so the process was more time consuming. So during that time, what I should have done was to make the process easier, of course, by splitting up the video into multiple different videos. But then again, the only reason I chose the idea of a 45-minute video is due to the fact it was something I never tried before. What about interviews? Yes, that's an idea that I plan on doing, since I do have some folks in mind. But then again, what I would find difficult would have to be arranging a time that works for me and whoever I am going to interview. What's the deal with your commentary video format? To go back a bit, my commentary videos used to involve a more classic approach, more or less, of having the visual intro first, then an opening line. However, I did notice this format is more of a bygone era, and many would rather prefer the more common format, which is as follows: an opening statement, the visual intro, then you have the commentary for the rest of the video, with a conclusion and an outro. Ever since I stuck with such a format, I did notice how much better my commentary videos are. After all, when I thought about it, viewers want to hear whoever is speaking get to the point, which meant old formats that feature an opening intro at 0 seconds and 0 minutes, followed by an opening line, was seen as redundant, if not something many would skip. Okay, so that was quite a lot to talk about. Since I enjoy making commentary videos, for this video, hopefully I gave everyone a good idea as to why I'm not exactly a fan of competitive mode, and what games I will make content on later down the road. But anyways, I look forward to playing the First Descendant when the game returns. I will definitely play the upcoming Starship Troopers Extermination map, Agni Prime, along with whatever games I feel like playing. My name is Dragon Actual, and thanks for watching. See you next time.